Hi,
What's up?
Derf.
Hi.
What's going on?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Getting used to this spring type temperatures.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, something about this warmer weather. Anyone that's been a long time fan of On and Off the Field knows when it gets warm in our area because the sleeveless comes out. The sleeves are gone. We'll put it that way. Welcome to On and Off the Field with Derf and Dylan, and we got this award-winning podcast, I should say. It's kind of like slipped my mind. I got to get my award back in front of me, so I remember to say it. Coughing already. Good start. Strikeout Beer's already in the house. Our boys Brandon, Alan, Rapid Dave, my favorite millennial podcast. Are you technically a millennial? What are you? I don't think I've ever asked.
I don't know. Are you a millennial?
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I like, the millennials have grown on me because Gen Z's taken over the role of being the most hated. I think millennials are actually becoming more popular because we're all starting to grow up a little bit and become functioning human beings. So, like, we're okay now. It's the Gen Zs you got to look out for.
Yeah. So I just looked it up real quick.
Okay, here we go.
So we both fall under the Millennials, Generation Y, Gen Next.
Gen Next.
Yeah.
Well, I never heard it called Gen Next. Normally it's just Millennial.
Right. I heard of Generation Y before.
Yeah.
That was a big one that I heard. I knew. I thought that's what I thought that's what we were, and I thought millennials were after us. But apparently, 95 to 2012 is Gen Z.
Probably. Yeah, those are the problem kids. You gotta watch out for them.
Or iGen.
iGen. Ooh.
Like
I was wondering what was going to be after Z, because it was like Gen Z. You're like, well, what's after Gen Z? Like you ran out of letters. You gotta go backwards.
I'll go to the Greek alphabet.
Oh God. Who does a podcast at 5 p.m.? Well, it's 6 p.m. here, so just sit down, eat your dinner, and listen to some great talk show radio podcast stuff. It's like you don't want viewers. Honestly, it's this is technically a podcast, so it's all about the afterwards. If people show up here, we love it. We love the communication. We love the comments. But, time permitting, we do it. We do it when we have the time to do it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
We got a shirt on. Yeah, this ain't Green Man streaming. This is different. Too early. Why is Dylan not shirtless? Because you guys haven't donated any bits. That's why. Longtime fans. Is there any longtime fans? I mean, this has been going on for over 2 years. I mean, On Off the Field technically has been around for almost 3 years. I mean, it's been about 2.5 years, probably.
Yeah.
Back when I used to do it solo.
Yep.
Who shows pits on stream? This guy. Where should I be watching this? Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch? You can pick any of them. I don't really care. I'm just trying to get through all these comments so we can get the show started. My goodness. I don't think you know the generations. I do. Millennials don't suck. We're awesome. They're not growing on anyone. That's because we want the next generation. Generation Y. YWHY question mark. Why are they here? Generation Y. That's us. We are very bearable people. You guys are the worst. Hashtag more Derf. Can we put that on a t-shirt? You think we can put that on a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's work on that. I've been saying I got to work on all this stuff for a long time. It's probably never going to happen. Oh my God. You definitely upgraded with Derf. Oh, 100%. This show was nothing before Derf got here. And the comments are the show. 100%. That'll be another t-shirt. We got to make a t-shirt for the comment section. They need their own t-shirt. Like for Dan Patrick Show, they got Chat Row.
Yeah.
So we need to come up with a name for the comment section. Maybe that'll be like one of our poll questions. We'll put it out there. Like, what do you guys want to call yourself? Like they have Chat Row. So now we need our own thing. So you guys can have your own special stuff.
I was thinking. Well, I was just thinking a T-shirt idea could be.
Surf me, daddy.
You could just be like, "I'm just here for the comments."
Oh, there you go.
I was trying to think of a play on, with Marshawn Lynch at the Super Bowl. Like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
That's
I'm
awesome.
trying to think of something to go with that, but I don't think it's going to work. But
I'm just here for the comments. That's
Yeah.
a great one. We should call it the other two people on here. We should be calling ourselves Jesus. You guys are savages. Let's get this show on the road for those listening later. We have to make sure everyone that's in here is already flossed, most likely, because we love you and appreciate you. Most people have already followed, liked, observed, shared, and subscribed to everything. Segment brought to you by Stefan Diggs, for anyone wondering. Derf, you think you can do me a favor and let people know how they can floss?
Yeah, definitely. You can follow, like, observe, and share on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as subscribe to our YouTube and our Twitch channels, which we are currently live on, all by searching at OOTF Podcast. Make sure to click the link in the video description to get all the other links that you need for this great show. Make sure to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts so that we know how we're doing and what you like or dislike about this award-winning show. Hey, Dylan, you're muted.
I was wondering why no one was saying anything. I was trying to talk, and
I was trying to unmute you, and it wouldn't let me.
Oh, because I muted myself. That's why.
Yeah.
I was saying, good start to this show. Wait, this isn't the show yet? All right, he's leaving. All right, bye, Ryan. Have a nice night. I was gonna say we have a new 5-star rating.
Oh, very nice.
We're supposed to have a review coming in. Someone left a review, but it hasn't been approved yet, so I haven't been able to see the review. I was hoping to be ready by today so I could read the review. I love getting reviews. I love it.
Wait, it has to get approved?
Yeah, I guess it's so there's no bad words. I don't know. It has to go through iTunes first. It's annoying. It's if you leave a review, it takes a couple days to show up.
Interesting.
On the person. Yeah, it's silly. Absolute silliness, nonsense. We have a new segment that we're going to start the show out with. This is the banner I currently have. Pie versus cake. I'm still here. I'm very happy that you're here, Ryan. I'm always happy that all of you are here. Our new segment to start the show out with is either pie or cake of the day. This seems to be something that people always ask for, especially Alan. He's always like, what's the pie of the day?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to just be pie of the day. We got to do pie and cake. So, it might be alternating weeks. We might flip a coin. We'll see what happens. But for this week, it's cake of the week.
Oh, very nice.
And boy, oh boy, do I have a surprise for you for cake of the week. This is a chocolate ho-ho layer cake.
Ooh,
Yeah, you heard
nice.
that right. Oh, yeah. This is just chocolate on chocolate on chocolate, and it's got the little Swiss rolls cut up for it. I don't know if this is. I'm trying to figure out what it's made of. It's white frosting, chocolate ganache. The Hostess little snack things.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it makes no sense for this to be created, but just look at it.
That looks really good.
Just look at it. Oh, yeah, strikeout beer. I like hose, layers, and cakes and chocolate. That's your kind of cake right here. It's about time you listen to us. I finally took the advice of the listeners. Ryan Francis with hold on. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the reaction that people have when they look at that cake. Hose on hose. All righty. So there's your cake of the day. Everyone can go home happy now. Let's jump into our other favorite segment that everyone knows and loves. The other sports. So what's going on with other sports? What's going on out here? First and foremost, I guess since this one happened first, The women's NCAA tournament was won by Stanford, defeating Arizona. And Anna, apparently there's a person, Anna, this was the only reason this made headlines, I think, the women's tournament in general, was because Russell Wilson was there. Because his sister, Anna Wilson, was playing for Stanford. Stanford won, big deal. And Russell's sister scored 5 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. She was there.
She contributed.
Yeah. I think she's like the sixth man or sixth woman, however you want to say that, to be, be proper.
The sixth player.
Yeah, the sixth person. I think she was off the bench because like the first 5 I saw had like a lot of points. Like they were all in double digits for Stanford, and then there was her, and then there was like 5 more players that had zeros across the board. Like they didn't even get in the game.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was looking at the stat board just to find Anna Wilson's stats. Apparently, they only do like the starting 5 and then rotate like 1 or 2 in and out, and that's it. They just play, which makes the women more badass than the men because men, like you got like people rotating left and right. Every time out, you're taking someone out, putting someone in. It's asinine. And it slows down the game, and everyone hates it. The women just stay in there. They're like, screw you. We're all playing 40 minutes. As long as they all play 40 minutes. I don't know. I don't know if the rules are different. I really don't know the answer to that. But yeah, so Stanford won the women's NCAA tournament. For the men's NCAA tournament, Derf called it. He called it. He did not only call Baylor over Houston, he called Baylor winning it. Baylor defeated Gonzaga, obliterated them. Yeah,
smothered, obliterated, beat down, whatever you want to call that terminology there. But they, over the Zags.
Yeah, it was described as it felt like Baylor had 7 players on the court at times. Gonzaga just had no answers for anything. They were baffled by Baylor. Baffled by Baylor. There's your headlines. That's what you put on the newspaper. I mean, it wasn't even close. They went out to a 9. They started out 9-0. And then who's that guy who scored the game-winning shot for the Zags?
Oh, Jalen Suggs.
Suggs had like 3 turnovers in the first 5 minutes or something of the game. It was a mess. And the thing with the whole point of Gonzaga being an amazing team is ball movement. That's what everyone loves about Gonzaga. They pass the ball. They're cutting down the middle of the lane. They're doing everything that like classic basketball used to be. Instead of like these one-on-one ISOs and stuff, they get the ball around. They move it. It's amazing. Baylor just said no. Baylor's like, nah, bro. We're gonna get in your lanes. We're gonna get in your way. We're gonna get in your face, and you're gonna have to. We're gonna force you to play ISO. Because if you try to pass the ball, it's not going to work. And that's what happened. They were turning over the ball like crazy. Hence the 9-0 start for Baylor.
Yeah. I mean, even towards the end of the game, when Baylor's like, yeah, we're good with starters. Let's put all the second string guys in there. They're like, second string guys were on Gonzaga like glue and still getting turnovers. Like Baylor just has a good, discipline there, and they have a good, play calling situation for their basketball team. But it was, from what I saw, Baylor couldn't be stopped shooting the 3, and Gonzaga couldn't get past the defense.
Yeah, Gonzaga cut the lead to 10 points at the half. And, at that moment, Gonzaga's kind of making their way back before the half. It's like, okay, they got it to 10 points. All right, maybe we have a game here in the second half. And then, like you said, Baylor just came out shooting 3s. I mean, they just blew the lead right back open as soon as they hit the court again. There was never a chance in this game for Gonzaga. From the minute they got on the floor, they were outmatched. So, unfortunate. They could have went undefeated for the entire season, but Baylor decided, nah, screw that. I thought you were going to say Derf's Doppler. I mean, we haven't had a Derf's Doppler in a while because we can start doing Derf's Doppler for MLB games if you want. I mean,
that's a lot. That's a lot of games.
That's a lot. We can. Oh, maybe if the Red Wings start up, we can start doing local weather for the.
There
Red
you
Wings.
go.
What's up, TJ? Hell of a comeback. Yeah, Stanford. Yeah, I didn't watch any of the Stanford game.
Mhm.
I didn't watch any of the men's one either. So don't worry. It wasn't like I was choosing one over the other. I didn't watch either one. But yeah, no, the good comeback by them. Bear down. Are you a Baylor fan there, Randall? Baylor Bears? Maybe. Thinking about starting my own sports podcast. Don't do that. See, but on and off the court, that was my original idea back when I was like really wanting to push this thing. I was thinking on and off the field would be the football podcast. On and off the court would be the NBA podcast. I mean, I was on and off the diamond for baseball.
Yeah.
Bro, I was ready to go to town on that. Turns out I don't know shit about baseball and basketball. So I could do podcasts for those. It'll be his favorite podcast. You can move on from this one. Just trying to get more Derf airtime. Just tell Derf I tell Derf to start talking, man. What did you think about Anna Wilson's performance?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Okay, me neither.
I saw the news break, but yeah, I didn't see any of that game, and I only saw bits and pieces of the game from last night. And I was just, to me, I'm like, wow, I picked it right. I'm like, all right. I was like,
yeah,
it was just
that
a
lead. You were the only
Yeah.
person I was thinking about that entire time. I was like, holy shit, Derf is gonna win. He's gonna get this right. So I'm kind of curious. Do you want to do the pie of the face?
No,
Do we agree on that? I mean, I'll take it like a man if you want. I mean, we never shook hands, but
it's all good.
It's up to you. We got to think of some other bets though. We should just be pieing each other in the face every week. Every single week. We're gonna lose hundreds of dollars this year on whipped cream and
pie.
on whipped cream and pie shells. So I didn't even know this, to be completely honest. I had a feeling it was coming around.
Yeah.
But I honestly had no idea that the Masters tournament was this week. That's pretty.
Really?
That snuck up on me.
Yeah.
I know it was coming up.
Right.
It wasn't on my radar. Like I knew golf was happening.
Yeah.
I've been watching some golf. I did not know the Masters was coming on. So it starts Thursday. Dustin Johnson obviously won last year, but Jordan Spieth just got done winning the Texas Open, so he's actually the favorite right now after Dustin Johnson's repeat. Is that like in the books? In the books,
yeah.
Wow.
And then so Johnson, he's the top favorite for then it will be him repeating. Then it's Jordan Spieth, and then I think after that is Bryson DeChambeau.
Okay.
Is the next favorite on the list there. And really Jordan Spieth, odds to win, becoming that second favorite only changed within the last month because of how well he's been doing. I'm a little surprised.
He tore apart that Texas Open. I don't know how difficult of a course that is, but he won with 17 under. He looked good, and he's been looking good these past couple of weeks. He's been in the top 10. You've seen his name popping up in all these tournaments.
I watched a couple chunks of some of the rounds from the Texas Open last week, and there was a couple. He was like third. The next thing you know, he's in second, and he's climbing up. Catching up to the leader. I think it was in the second round. But then all of a sudden, there's Jordan Spieth just alone at the top, taking the lead. I'm like, wow, that was quick. That course was a little difficult because of the wind that Texas had during the tournament. You definitely had to play the wind, but then a lot of the greens I saw on that course were very tilted the wrong way you would expect to see when you come up to a green. Like normally it's going to run back towards the fairway, but a lot of them ran either to water or to the back of the court, the hole, into bunkers. So definitely had to be very finicky with how you spun the ball and get your trajectory right.
I'm not familiar with that course that they played on, even the Texas Open in general. I only caught one day of it, and I wasn't really paying attention. This is one of those days where I'm working and just kind of have the stream up, just kind of checking out what's going on that day. But I think that was either Thursday or Friday last week. But it's Masters time.
It is Masters time.
I always watch that. That'll be exciting. It's going to be a long week already, so I'm pretty excited to be able to have something to watch. So we have Dustin Johnson at 9-1 odds. He is the leader. But then Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas are at 10-1. Bryson DeChambeau at 11-1. And then you have, then it basically just goes in order of who you would think. John Rahm, 12-1. Rory McIlroy, 14-1. Xander Schauffele, 22-1. Patrick Cantley, Brooks Koepka, Patrick Reed. Your usuals.
Right.
I was looking for you. Hideki Matsuyama. I think I missed the Y in there. But he's 35-1. He's in there. Fairway Jesus, Tommy Fleetwood, 45-1. Anyone that you're wondering where they are? I have the whole list pulled up.
The only one that I saw that was a name that I caught was Lee Westwood, because he had, caught a tournament a few weeks ago. I can't remember which one it was now, but but he was showing some pretty good promise. But he's definitely in that, he's in the upper age category there. So
I want to say he's like, it's not bad.
Is he a 30-1? I thought he was 60-1. Unless he had changed.
I mean, he got cut at the Honda Classic. Was that the Texas one? Just this past week? Oh no, that was a couple weeks ago. Never mind.
No, the Honda. I can't remember which one he was playing with. That his girlfriend was his caddy.
At the Players, he came in second, 13 under.
Yes, it was the Players.
Came in second at Arnold Palmer Invitational. And those seem to be some of his better finishes. So that's probably why he's where he's at. He's had some good finishes as of late.
Yeah.
Nothing much since then, but those two are the big ones. So, what's going on over here? Cream pies every week. Love the Masters. Say Rory's last name again. No, I don't want to. I know I said it wrong. I don't care. When's the esports talk, dude? I've been wanting to talk esports. I've been thinking about it. I just don't know where to begin. Oh God, I'm not reading that comment. Hey, Josh, what's going on, man? Met Lee Westwood at the Kroger parking lot in Augusta. Did you get something signed? See, the thing is with most of these people, I think I'd be able to recognize Jordan Spieth, maybe Dustin Johnson, but most of these average golfers, if Lee Westwood walked into my Wegmans and walked past me, I would have no idea that was Lee Westwood. I would he was in the Kroger's parking lot. If I saw Lee Westwood in a Kroger's parking lot, I would not know that's Lee Westwood. And that goes for most famous people. That's just, I could probably see Russell Wilson and be like, nah, that's not Russell Wilson. I would probably just let him walk past me. I'd be at the airport. Nah, that's not Russell Wilson. I don't know. He kind of looks like him, but I don't know. Loving the hat. Thank you. It's a good hat. I'm glad I bought it. It's one of my favorite hats. Cooperstown Brewery. You want to come down for a couple rounds of golf? Hell yeah. We got to book that trip. How's that sound? Want to go this winter? November, December?
That'd be interesting. That'd
be nice and warm down there, right?
Yeah.
I was like, holy ass, that's Lee Westwood. I was the only one who recognized him. I don't know how you recognized him. We're going to plan this. We're going to work on this. But yes, that's going to happen. I just don't know when or how, but it's going to happen. Because we already talked about going to the Vegas draft next year. That's in the works too. So who knows? Who knows? Derf isn't sold. He's sold. I'll force him onto the plane. And I got this picture too. Major League Baseball decided that they did their first jersey collab with Nike. Question mark. What are their jerseys right now? Were they not Nike?
Well, they were Nike starting back in 2019. Before that, I couldn't tell you what they were.
Oh, so they just became the jerseys maker for MLB. So they decided to do something fancy. Is that basically what I'm getting?
So that's the idea of that. When I saw this, the key part here is the Red Sox, who have the red B, the white with the red. They always have red in their uniforms. They unveiled a yellow and powder blue uniform today. So, which is very shocking because there's no red and they're called the Red Sox. This was basically inspired by the Patriots Day holiday and the Boston Marathon, which is why the yellow and powder blue, were chosen. The jerseys will feature a marathon bib patch with 617, which is the Fenway Park's area code on the left sleeve. And then I saw a picture of it, and it looks really kind of old school style.
Oh, I got a picture ready to go. Don't worry.
Is nice.
I'll let everybody see it.
But then, it's a radical design for the MLB to start doing this, and it's that first step into Nike's venture into designing these alternates for baseball teams, which Nike is calling that as the City Connect series, which is similar to the NBA alternate jersey series that a lot of teams are doing. With like Milwaukee, theirs is very out there compared to the normal jerseys.
I know Miami has like their Miami Night one now. That's like
right.
pink and blue, and it's like just being like a neon one, right?
Or like the Jazz have one that's way out there, which is really cool. But so now we're seeing that that same kind of alternate uniforms in the MLB league here. So Nike's a big part of that, but it's definitely pushing those boundaries that I think we need to keep these sports being keeping these sports kind of grabbing the attention of the common sports goer, which they definitely need.
So. First and foremost, here you go. This is what we're looking at here.
Yep.
I mean, I guess with the information that it's a Patriots Day thing, with the whole it all makes sense when you put it together like that. But this is the Mariners. I mean, the old Mariners with the trident on the hat used to be yellow. Like it was yellow and blue was the old Mariners uniform.
Right.
Like this is just, it's Boston. It's red and white. And I get it. I mean, I'm fine with it. And this is what I always hear Dan Patrick talk about when they do uniform changes, especially like with the NFL. They've been getting into it with the color rush, and they've been talking about doing other uniform changes. Like this is not meant for an audience of older folk.
Right.
We're probably like borderline. Like if I see a nice uniform change, like I'll admit it. Like that looks fresh. Like, I'm good with that. But this is geared towards the younger generations, like the Gen Z folk that love new and flashy things. And baseball is dying because they're not keeping up with the trends. It's 162 games of the same crap over and over again, and it's boring, and no one wants to watch it. Like it sucks. So Nike's helping them at least get people's attention from a fashion aspect. So at least they're trying. Once again, there you go. Take it for what you will. It's whether you like it or not. It's here. It happened.
Yeah.
One of the most classic looks in baseball. Now the worst. I mean, I don't know if it's the worst. It's just different.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, they have a reason for their color scheme at least, which is nice. It's not like they just went out there.
It's different, and it's also not like it's not an everyday wear.
Right.
Every game wear uniform. It's really on those, I would think they would sprinkle them in pretty lightly when they use this uniform. And then depending on how the reaction is, maybe up it a little bit more to change things up. But
it's kind of like the NFL's color rush. It's like rush season. And with baseball being 162 games and not 16, well, now 17, they'll, maybe like 5 times a season. if the reception of them is good.
Right.
So we'll see. Look at Alan says this is why he loves you, man. Fred has got his shit together. He is just ready to go with the info and the details. I'm just over here like, yeah, so Nike did a thing with the Red Sox. I'm not sure what it is. Dos Primos. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Yeah, we talked a little baseball. We decided to get it out there. How are the Dodgers doing? Before we move into the NFL, how are the Dodgers doing? Let's get an update.
I don't know exact numbers. I know they've been like all over the place with wins and losses. I think I couldn't tell you what the ranking is right now.
Well, they're 4-1 and top of the NL West.
Is that what it is? 4-1? I thought they had lost more than one game. But it seems like when they lose a game, they lose it.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we had. So they lost 8-5. They lost 8-5 in the first game of the season, and then they won 11-6, 6-5, 4-2, and 10-3. They stomped the Athletics.
Oh, better than I thought then.
And then the Mariners are 2-2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the Dodgers did have a potential no-hitter the other night, and then that got blown. So
did ESPN send out a notification about the no-hitter?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Then it was over. I swear to God. Every single time ESPN sends a notification for a no-hitter,
the
no-hitter's lost. Like the next pitch. It happens every single time.
To see. We did have Cody Bellinger suffered an ankle injury.
Nice.
Last night he collided with the Athletics pitcher at first base.
How do you collide with the pitcher?
Well, the pitcher was at first base. Yeah.
He probably took advantage of it. Oh, the pitcher's standing there. I'm going to go get this son of a.
So besides the Dodgers, we can talk about their arch rival from the World Series, the Astros.
They're having a rough go at it.
Did you see last night's game against the Angels? Any highlights or anything?
I didn't, but I'm assuming there's a lot of trash cans involved.
At least two.
At least two. Okay.
So the Astros played their Angels last night, and the Angels fans, one time it was the blown up inflatable trash can that made it onto the field.
Wow.
And then another fan took an actual trash can that had stuff in it and chucked it onto the warning track on the field. So, of course, they had to pause the game, clean it up, take it off the field. But then, blanking on, I just heard his name, the manager for the Astros was like, we
Dusty
paid our
Baker.
Yeah, he was like, we paid our price. So why can't people just stop picking on us and booing at us?
What price did you pay?
Right, exactly.
What price did you pay? Please tell me. You still have your rings. You still have your title. You still have everything. What, you got a slap on a hand and some suspensions?
Right. Like the players got nothing. The players, no suspensions, no fines, no firing. And, I get why they brought Dusty Baker in, because he's been kind of on other organizations with this similar situation.
Yeah, he knows how to handle the press.
Right.
He's been here before.
But I'm sorry, these players need to hear these boos every game that they're playing this year because they got off easy.
Yeah. They haven't had fans in the stands since this came out.
Right. And so let them. Let's test their character this year. Let's everyone's gonna boo them, and at least in the division games. I don't know if they play the Dodgers this year, but if they come to Los Angeles, it's gonna be a rough game.
And the Yankees.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Yeah, they go to either one. I'm sure they're making trips to at least one of them. Yeah,
right.
That's gonna be a bad time. It's gonna be a bad time. All righty, so let's head over to NFL news. We're cruising through this episode already, so Let's see if we can't make up some ground here. Quickly, 2 of the 22 women that accused Deshaun Watson of the sexual misconduct came forward with statements to the police, and also one of them actually came out with like an actual statement. What did she say? I put a link in here. She was just talking about how she got into massage therapy to heal people, and then Deshaun Watson basically robbed her of that. She talks about how she suffers from anxiety and depression these days after the things that she went through because of Deshaun Watson. Just saying a lot of things. People say I'm doing this just for the money. That's what the massage therapist said. That is false. I come forward now so that Deshaun Watson does not assault another woman. So basically, people are starting to become vocal about this. These women aren't just filing, lawsuits and then just moving on with their day to see what happens. Like, they're coming out and, they're going to the police with statements. They're coming out into the public and saying what they experience now.
Right.
Things are getting a little bit more like the fire's getting heated here. They're stoking it a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
It's not looking good.
No, it's really not. And any value Watson had Houston's like, we gotta get rid of this guy, it's down the toilet now. Like, this potentially could completely devastate his career, in my opinion.
I know that you have to let due process go through. Like, you can't just say,
right.
This stuff's getting serious. Like, you can't just cut him from the team and stuff. Like, you have to wait for things to go through their process.
Right.
Innocent until proven guilty. We have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's that's the whole point of our justice system. But at what point does Deshaun Watson go on the commissioner's exempt list? Like, how long is this going to get drawn out for? Because Deshaun Watson already said he's not playing for the Texans.
Yep.
So if he just sits on the sideline and does nothing while this all goes through and the Texans aren't going to release him, at what point I feel like one of the top 3 best landing spots for Deshaun Watson right now is on the commissioner's exempt list, where it's kind of like being suspended but not being suspended.
Right.
For people that don't know what that is. Hi, Darren. Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing? Yeah. So it's just not looking good. No. Out of 22 lawsuits that are put in right now for Deshaun Watson, I never want to sit here and say some are fake, some are not fake. I never want to do that. But we at least have 2 women come out and actually make statements to the police now. And we also had someone else that didn't file a lawsuit last week. A woman came out and said that she experienced similar things when she did a session with Deshaun Watson, but she didn't actually file a lawsuit. So she came out vocally and said something and didn't even file the lawsuit. She just came out and, supported these other women that are actually filing lawsuits.
Right.
So there's at least 23 maybe. Hard times for Deshaun Watson and the Texans right now. So we had some big news here. Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
It's our first actual NFL, what's happening around the league that we get to talk about and break down. Sam Darnold traded to the Panthers in exchange for a 6th-round pick this year and a 2nd and a 4th next year. The Panthers have also given Teddy Bridgewater permission to seek a trade, but they did state that they want him back with the Panthers. But, if he wants to go somewhere else, doesn't decide he doesn't want to compete with Sam, feel free to go do whatever you want.
Right. Which I think that's good graces for the Panthers and Bridgewater. That's not like the Panthers are saying, no, we want Darnold and you're garbage, so just leave. No, we're taking a young quarterback. The Jets, are trying to get rid of the guy. The Panthers didn't spend a fortune on him. They also, I don't know if it's official yet, but they did announce that the Panthers are going to pick up Sam Darnold's 5th-year option, which this is the year to do that. So we'll be keeping an eye. We should be keeping an eye out for all the 2018 first-round draft picks. Seeing where whether their options get picked up. But yeah, I think Sam Darnold to the Panthers is a smart move. It's a young organization that they've already done a year, under Matt Rule, and Joe Brady's there for the offensive coordinators, which I think will be good for Sam Darnold. to really just, let the NFL see what he has. Darnold got dealt, a pretty bad hand multiple years with New York, because New York doesn't know what they're doing. They did the coaching carousel, with Darnold there. I thought he was, in 2018, I thought he was a good pick at 3 for the Jets. He's going to last a while. Now I'm kind of like, are we seeing the situation with USC quarterbacks again, that we see with Ohio State quarterbacks, that, they flash in college, they show a little bit of flash in the NFL, and then it just doesn't pan out later.
Hey, Mark Sanchez did a damn good job early on.
He did a good job butt fumbling. That's what he did.
He got the Jets to an AFC championship game.
That is true. But so maybe that's the difference between USC and Ohio State quarterbacks. Ohio State quarterbacks play well in college, and then they can't do anything in the NFL. Whereas a USC quarterback, they're flashy in the college, and then they can do early on, they can do some things, and then the longevity just drops off.
They fall off a cliff.
Right.
They can get through their rookie contract, and then after that, they're a bridge quarterback.
Right. Because, thinking of USC quarterbacks, we have Darnold. We had Matt Barkley, who is now a free agent from the Bills. Mark Sanchez. I'm thinking Matt Leinart.
Oh, Leinert's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. And then there's probably another one I'm forgetting, but those are the 4 that I was thinking of.
Carson Palmer was the other one I was thinking of.
Carson Palmer played on the Bengals for a long time, never really got anywhere.
Matt Castle.
Oh, Matt Castle was another one. Yeah, he was a perennial backup.
Those are the big ones. The rest of those I have no idea who they are. But yeah those are the big ones.
Yeah, but there's a pattern there. So,
and then for the value of this trade, I mean, I've been saying it on social media. The Jets didn't have much of a choice, but at the end of the day, the one word that can describe this trade is getting fleeced. I mean, these guys got torn apart. Mm-hmm. They had to trade up to the number 3 overall pick in 2018 to get Sam Darnold. They gave up so much to get Sam Darnold, who was supposed to be the future. He barely played between injuries, and what was the what did he get? Hickey? What was the one? He got mono. His career just never panned out with the Jets. Not for 1 millisecond did it pan out for the Jets over there. And they only get a 6th-round pick this year out of it. A 3rd overall pick that they had to trade up to get him. They get a 6th-round pick out of it this year, and then next year they get a 2nd and a 4th, which is not bad. It's nice, but to not even get a 1st-rounder out of him, that sucks. That's got to hurt as an organization.
So now that's a 2nd quarterback from that class to get traded.
Yeah. Not.
And then there were 3.
I'm pretty sure that whole entire class just kind of. I'm pretty sure the entire Jared Goff class has been traded. Whether that's 2017, maybe.
I think 17 was Watson and Mahomes, and somebody else. I think Jared Goff was 2016. With Carson Wentz.
See if I can find the list of quarterbacks real quick, just so I can prove a point.
But 2018 though, with Sam Darnold, you had Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Rosen. Rosen is now a nobody, although I think he's with the practice squad for the 49ers. And then, Sam Darnold just traded yesterday to the Panthers, hoping for a new start. But, so we're
this list is something else.
Yeah.
Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Paxton Lynch, 2nd round, 51st pick overall, Christian Hackenberg from Penn State.
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett, Cody Kessler, Connor Cook, Dak Prescott. He's still with the Cowboys. Got lucky there. Cardale Jones for the Bills, Kevin Hogan, Nate Sudfeld, Jake Rudock, Brandon Allen, Jeff Driscoll, and Brandon Doughty. Oof.
It's a lot of backups.
Not a good year for quarterbacks.
No.
Woo-wee. The Jets organization is a dumpster fire. Yeah. I can't name one thing they've done right since like the 70s, 80s. I mean, they went to an AFC championship game with Mark Sanchez and Rex Ryan, but that's the highlight for the past like 40 years.
They did that, and then everybody figured out the Rex Ryan defense.
Right, and then people just kept hiring him, hoping it would work, and it just never did. I don't know how many teams Rex Ryan went to. Come be our head coach. Come be our defensive coordinator. Come to our team and help us. Dude, I was successful like 15 years ago, man. Just let me die in peace. Let my career end. Another piece of news that Adam Schefter came out with was the Falcons are open to trading the 4th overall pick. We're locked in now 1 through 3. Yep. Jacksonville, Jets, 49ers. Mm-hmm. Unless the 49ers do some weird backtracking, like kind of like the Eagles did, or like I should say the Dolphins did. You know, they kind of like they're here, and then they move back, and they moved up. If they did something weird like that, but right now that's locked in. The only other spot that something might happen in the top 5 is the Falcons at number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And my question was just who? Like, who would be interested in that? And I did pull up the draft order earlier and kind of give myself an idea of who maybe would be interested.
So I have 2 teams that I'm thinking about.
Okay, who you got?
So number 1, I'll go with Washington.
Okay, Washington, and they are currently sitting at 19th overall.
I think they could be going the quarterback route if they try to jump up that high. Like they would definitely be going for Trey Lance because I think he's going to be the 4th quarterback left after 1, 2, 3. But the other team that I've been looking to see what their needs are, see what they might do, would be the Patriots. It's not. Okay. I don't think it might be a little too rich of a jump for the Patriots from 15 to 4. But Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft are just tossing money at players all offseason because they realized how below average that team was all last year. Their draft results literally hit rock bottom, I feel like, last year, and they just had all their poor drafts showed over the last few years. I mean, even last decade. So that's the other team that I'm kind of seeing, maybe move up to that 4 spot.
Yeah, strikeout beer keeping on topic is the Patriots. Man, are they making the playoffs this year?
No.
I mean, they have to. I mean, the Dolphins look like a great team.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't perform to expectations last year. They kind of seemed like they're all over the place, but the Bills are obviously very competitive. The Dolphins could be competitive this year. So just in their own division, that's going to be a tough go at it.
Right.
They brought in a lot of talent. They filled a lot of holes. They gave Cam Newton a lot of weapons. I'm a little concerned about Cam Newton, but if you put enough pieces around him, maybe the team can figure it out. Because wins are not a QB stat, folks. I keep trying to. Everyone that comes at me and be like, but they have Cam Newton. Yes, the quarterback's important, but if you put enough pieces around the team, including on defense, anything is possible. Will they win a Super Bowl? God, no. But are the playoffs possible? There's 17 games, and there's seven seeds. I mean, if they can squeak out 10 wins, even 9-7 can get you in the playoffs these days. Well, it's not 9-7 now. Now it would be 9-8. It's gonna be weird to get used to this.
10-7, 9-8.
10-7, yeah. So that could get you in with the 7th seed.
So there's literally also the 17 game schedule. There's no 500 anymore.
Right. Yeah. No
You're
more.
You're either above or below.
Yep. 8-8 is dead.
Yep.
And then the Jeff Fisher 7-9s, that's dead. Yeah. The era of 7-9 is over. Yeah. A lot of things are changing. It's a new era. I try. That's what we were saying last week. It's a new era of football, boys and ladies and gentlemen. New era, and you just have to like kind of wrap your mind around it, you know?
Yeah.
Because like older folks these days talk about like the merger back in the day. They talk about all these rule changes in the past, and then we're seeing one right now. I hope everyone's soaking that in as much as I'm trying to. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is a big deal. Unless they walk it back next season, then that would suck. Cam runs the same play every time they get in the 5-yard line or closer. He just takes a snap and just tries and finds the end zone. Yeah, it's hard to watch. And the Cowboys are screwed. Yeah, every season. Yeah, every year the Cowboys. That's not news.
Right.
Thanks for reminding us. For that 4th overall pick, my number one choice was the Vikings. They're sitting at number 14 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins, I think they're hanging on to Kirk Cousins because they know they can't do better right now. Like, he's doing enough to keep that position, or to at least keep the Vikings semi-competitive on offense. He's doing his best. He's not terrible, but he's not great. This could be their year. If the Falcons are really looking to get out, I'm sure I'd be willing to bet they are at least making a phone call. Because if they could get up there and get number 4, whether that's, who knows who'll be left.
Right.
Because there's a lot of it. Justin Fields could fall. Trey Lance could fall. I feel like one guy that we're not going to expect to fall is going to fall. Mac Jones does well in play action. He'll have Dalvin Cook in the backfield. Who knows? So, but I think the Vikings would definitely be interested in finding their future quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. That's a good one.
You want to make a bet?
No, not really.
You want to do a pie to the face on who's going to be the 4th? Who's going to make the 4th overall pick? 8-8's off the table. So is Dallas going to be 8-9 forever, or are they going to be 9-8? They have been a 500 team for like a decade. So what's it going to be? Is Dallas an 8-9 or a 9-8 team?
I would say 8-9.
Oh, savage! Taking shots at the Cowboys.
Because if they were 9-8, that'd be similar to 9-7.
True.
So 8-8, they only get 8 wins. So I give them the extra loss.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I don't disagree with you. I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry, I'm like doing something at the same time, but yeah. It just depends on, let's say they go into the last week 8-8. Like if there's a regular 16-game season, they're 8-8, and they have to go on the road and play an AFC team. We had the schedule last week of who they'd be playing, but since it's a road game, it's AFC. I say they lose that game for a playoff spot. If they go 9-8, they make the playoffs. They're going to lose it, guaranteed. So there's your answer. I guess that's your answer. Real quick before I get that last question from Strikeout, our last little mini segment here. I guess I'll do the question first. Let's do that. With the extra game in play, who will benefit and who will affect negatively? Negatively affect. Some teams need that extra game at the end of the season to get in, and other teams are bleeding so bad that they can't take another loss. I mean, every other year it's going to benefit. Like this year, it'll benefit AFC teams, and next year it'll benefit NFC teams because it's another home game. It gives them
right.
Because we went over it last week. I don't remember all the matchups. I could pull it up, but there was 2 or 3 games like matchups for Week 17 that we were looking at that could be playoff determining games.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of them was Seattle and Pittsburgh. That could be a major, whether they've clinched playoff spots or not, or that could be a major seeding game. It could be a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, as I sit here, I think the biggest difference is the fact that this year it'll negatively impact NFC teams because Week 17, your 17th game of the season, and you got to go on the freaking road. That sucks.
Yeah, that could. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting. So I think I just want to clarify something from last week with the 17th game matchups. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily the Week 17 games. These are the 17th games that are being added to their schedule to the seasons.
Sorry, so Week 18. My bad.
So these are the 17th game matchups that these teams can expect based on in addition to their 8 home games that have been identified, not when but who, and then their 8 away games, and then these are the added games there. So like Washington at Buffalo could be Week 1, could be Week 7, could be Week 18.
So I've misspoke this entire time then.
So I just want to clarify on this so that we're not assuming it's Week 17 or Week 18. Who knows? The NFL could be like, yeah, we're not feeling creative. We'll just throw them all there. Usually, the last week of the season are usually actual in division, games, because that helps with the, playing in to get in the playoffs. Just cruising. Send out your second string guys or your backups. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that a little bit here.
Well, I appreciate that because I misspoke. Yeah. All right. So, but it's still another road game for the NFC team.
Yes.
So I still stand by my point.
Yes.
But it won't be at least the end of the season for some.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So many more comments. Unless drastic changes are made to that defensive secondary, it ain't looking too good for your boys. I'm assuming that's the Cowboys. No, the Cowboys are. Yeah, Cowboys are in trouble. Basically, the whole defense besides Diggs needs to go down the toilet. Yeah, the Cowboys are just, and the whole NFC East. Yeah, no. No.
Yeah.
NFC least, as we like to say.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I put this graphic up. Earlier today on social media.
Yeah.
I just wanted to, give people a little taste of something we'll be talking about. I know we're running out of time, but you sent me your top 5 quarterbacks for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You had Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I can. No, that's not going to move. Okay, never mind. I tried something; it didn't work. So can you justify your top 5? Justify the reasoning for this top 5.
All right. Well, I have a list here as well, just so.
Get it out of everyone's face.
If you want to, if not, no big deal. I don't know. Trevor Lawrence is I think the clear consensus number one. The one thing I would point out, the team didn't do any worse or better really when he wasn't in there for Clemson. Not drastically different. So he is still, he still plays to support the team, which is, it's a team sport. So not all wins are on my quarterbacks. I like Zach Wilson at number 2. I've seen the highlights, and he has the playmaking ability that I like to see. I think he's going to fit well. I think, and we're expecting him to go to the Jets, but I think he's got more talent than obviously I would say Mac Jones, but I like him at 2. Fields, I think he has the talent. I think there's some questionability on the accuracy, being able to be that complete pocket passer when needed, and being able to trust what he sees and not just scrambling out of the pocket and running a bootleg for 15 yards, and then you got to teach him how to slide and hopefully he doesn't get hurt, and then you have a running quarterback all the time. And that's kind of the same way I feel a little bit with Trey Lance. 17, only 17 games in college makes me a little worried. He seems a little bit, raw around the edges. I think everybody's jumping on him because of the North Dakota State thing with Carson Wentz. We've seen how Carson Wentz kind of panned out this year, or since he's been drafted. So it's not, I don't know. I like that I like the talent from him. I'm just worried about the longevity and how much of this is really all just a flash. And then 5, I have Mac Jones. Because he's limited by his mobility. He's very much a pocket passer. He does well with play action, but you're not going to have him do, play action bootleg and then, on the move, throw it down the field or throw it, across field without him, really having to set himself up for being able to make that throw. So it really does. He has to be in the right system, I think, in order for him to be beneficial there. Which, maybe he's my number 5, but he very well could go at 3. There's a lot of draft rumors right now. He's all over the board. He's in the first round, not in the first round, in the top 10, all the way to 32. It's all over the place. But yeah, that's my top 5.
I mean, our top 5s are not terribly different, but also drastically different.
Right.
You look around like all the ESPN NFL Network people, and they're all generally the same. At least they have the same people, and they might have a throw in there. But even the slightest change, makes a big difference when you're only talking about a top 5. There's a limited number of candidates.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, Trevor Lawrence number 1 for me. I mean, it's unanimous.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the game they wasn't in there. Who did they play? Ohio State for that game, where the backup had to come in. I forgot what big game. It was a big game.
It was a big game. I don't remember who it was, though.
Yeah, and they would have won. I think they would have won that game with Trevor in there because they just barely lost. The backup quarterback played very well, but they just couldn't pull it out at the end. I think if Trevor's in there, they probably win that game. So that's just a minor difference that I'd see, but I think just his accuracy, pocket presence, his physicals. He's a tall guy. He's going to be great. He's going to be great, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The big difference here, I got Mac Jones all the way up at 2. Now, what I keep hearing people say is, we keep looking at Justin Fields and we're trying to lie to ourselves. We see an amazing product and we try to tell ourselves it's too good to be true, like similar to what people did with DK Metcalf. So let's not do that with Justin Fields. He's athletic. He can throw the ball. He's great. He's amazing. Don't let your eyes fool you. Okay. Then why are we doing that with Mac Jones? This guy has some of the sexiest footwork in and out of the pocket of any quarterback in the league. The only one I can think of that has that good of footwork, making sure he's in the right spot to throw that ball every single time, is either Tom Brady and maybe to some degree Russell Wilson, because he always just sets himself. He's just amazing pocket presence. Well, I say earlier on Russell Wilson. He's gotten a little skittish these days. That's besides the point. But I think Mac Jones, there might be a ding on accuracy for Mac Jones, but anything can be fixed, But you never saw a whole lot of accuracy problems because, Alabama wide receivers are open all the time. That's not his fault. He still delivers the ball. And the dude was throwing balls on a dime from mid, short, and long range his entire career at Alabama. So I don't know why people are trying to lie themselves through this, but Mac Jones is going to be great. I put Zach Wilson at 3 because he has to be in there. Just because with the other people on this list, I have to put Zach Wilson there. I just think this is the guy that's the dark horse every year. There's always that quarterback where people just have to throw in the mix to make things interesting. He's got an explosive arm. He's accurate. He's amazing. BYU was amazing with him. Like look at this tape that no one looked at up until now. Like we didn't know this kid existed until draft times because we're just figuring out he exists. Like if he just shows up now, I just feel like people are trying to make him more than he is. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. I have him at my number 3. I think he does have good accuracy. I think he has an arm on him.
Yeah.
I just think, his ceiling is somewhere with Baker Mayfield, I feel like.
Right.
That's who I would compare him to right now in the league. And then Justin Fields, Ohio State, man. I just don't trust it. He's just a more athletic Dwayne Haskins, I think. I think that's what we're going to get. I should say a much more athletic Dwayne Haskins, I should say.
Yeah.
I think he's obviously fast. He can get out of the pocket. He'll break knees and ankles for days. He'll be a highlight reel. But when it comes down to having to throw that ball, I think it's just going to be struggle city. I don't trust Justin Fields. I wouldn't want him to be my quarterback. It depends on the team. If Lamar Jackson up and died the next day, and the Ravens were in line to pick Justin Fields, they would probably pick Justin Fields because that's the kind of offense they run. Mm-hmm. I think he'd be great there, but I don't see the Patriots picking up Justin Fields anytime soon.
Right?
So, and then last but not least, I kept Trey Lance out of this. I literally want nothing to do with Trey Lance. This dude played, like you said, North Dakota State, Carson Wentz connection, real fun. He had a season without an interception, but he's playing like high school teams, okay? Mm-hmm. Again, another athletic kid who had no competition. He's obviously very talented. He's going to be in the NFL. He's probably going to be a backup in 2-3 years. Mm-hmm. This guy is just, I do not trust anything that has to do with Trey Lance. So I replaced him with Kyle Trask. The thing about Kyle Trask, he had a pretty poor season in 2019, but it was his 2020 campaign that puts him where he is right now. He showed improvement, massive improvement. He turned into a great pocket passer this past year. Obviously, having Kyle Pitts was a major boost. The Florida offense changed once Kyle Trask was able to develop further as a pocket passer. He's not the most athletic. He's not very athletic. We're probably going to get like a Peyton Manning-esque, Ben Roethlisberger-esque kind of quarterback. Mm-hmm. He's going to be a pure pocket passer. He showed that he can stand in the pocket, have good pocket presence. Maybe Eli Manning too, something along those lines. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the kind of quarterback he is. And I think that if he can keep developing in that direction that he showed from 2019 to 2020, I'll put him at 5. I put him at 5 and not any higher because I'm going to have to see a little bit more in his rookie campaign. Mm-hmm. I'm going to need to see a little bit more growth. But yeah, Trey Lance, no, go away with that. Dos Primos was with me, not buying the Trey Lance hype. Nope. No. I'm not buying it. Just because the rest of the country wants to put Trey Lance in their top 5, he's not going to be in mine. No dig on you. You can pick him if you want. I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I get it. Yeah, no. I'll say real quick, my mock draft is just about finalized. So version 1 is just about ready. So maybe we'll get that out tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Just got to do a couple of tweaking here and there. But, first round of pick 1 through 32 is set right now. And, I think next week will be a good, definitely a good show to talk about that if we want to and do a little draft show here.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we got some good stuff coming up.
Maybe we can even find a draft expert to be a guest and pick along with us.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe he can counter you.
Oh, very nice.
It's been tough to find. It's been tough to find guests these days.
Yeah.
What those sports people. Thanks for coming, Ryan. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you, man. That's all we have for on and off the field in this episode, though. This was episode 50 of season 3. We are cruising this season. Very exciting times. The draft is coming up. Baseball's back. It's exciting times. We're having fun. I haven't heard anything about basketball like all week. It's great. Well, NBA related, I should say. I haven't heard anything about NBA in all week. That's why my spirits are up. I'm feeling good. I'm loving it. The weather's heating up. What's there?
The Masters. Yeah.
The Masters is this week. I'm rejuvenated. I'm hyped. Let's go.
Oh, there we go.
Let's do it. All right. I'll come on as the draft expert. Thanks for being here, Ryan. Yeah, appreciate you. That's going to do it for us this week. Derf and Dylan with the award-winning podcast On and Off the Field. We will be back next week because
Mama didn't raise no wusses.